What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Friday, November 3rd, day number 94 inside the Big Brother house. We've got a lot to go over from what happened on the live eviction last night, what happened on the live feeds. We've got HOH to go over, nominations to go over, plus America's favorite player vote has opened up. We've got so much to talk about, including also what's going to happen this upcoming week as far as the schedule and how the rest of this game is going to play out. So let's kind of jump into things that happened before the show, kind of the pre-show feeds, if you will. They were still lying to Cirie and Felicia. They pretty much weren't telling her anything about whether or not for sure she was going to be evicted. Same with Felicia. They weren't giving either of them definite answers. Cirie could tell, though, like she could feel it. She could kind of get the idea, like, yeah, I think I know what's going on here. One thing I kind of love too is they had this whole plan to keep Felicia on edge. Operation Pressure Cooker with Felicia. They really wanted to make it so that she was not sleeping and she had no clue what she was doing as she was going into HOH. She didn't really give a damn. She was just doing her thing. She really didn't care. And it was so extra anyway with everything that the Mafia, Bowie, Jag, and Matt had been doing. It was just so unnecessary, and it wasn't working, right? Like it wasn't accomplishing anything that they were trying to get it to accomplish. That also kind of takes us into the episode, which I have some issues with because again, things like Operation Pressure Cooker were going on, as well as a lot of other unnecessary things being said and done inside the house by Bowie, Jag, and Matt. We've talked about it on other updates. We talked about it on our live stream yesterday. It's just one of those things where this is what happens in Big Brother. This isn't the first time it's happened. It isn't going to be the last time it probably happens. And I understand, and I also agree that it is way too much. It is not something I enjoy watching, but it's part of the game, and it is what it is. Like I don't know any other way to really get this stuff to not happen, because it naturally happens because of what happens inside of this house. It's something that Cirie actually touches on later on in the episode as well. But Big Brother is hard, right? Like I don't think people realize the psychological, I don't want to call it torture, but like the twisting of your psyche that happens inside that house is like nothing else that you've ever experienced. And it's something that like I don't even know exactly what it would be like, but I can see how it affects people. The only thing I could probably imagine it's similar to is if anyone has ever been away from their family for an extended period of time, if you've ever done any kind of thing where you've had little contact with family and friends, if you've been away for work, school, whatever it would be, right? Something where you are away from your normal environment for a long extended period of time. Now imagine you were doing that, and also you can't talk to your family and friends. You can't look at pictures of them unless you win in a competition. You don't get letters from them. You are completely isolated from your normal everyday world, and these walls inside your house become your new world. It is something that you really like would never be able to really appreciate, I don't think, unless you actually did play the game. And that's something that I think a lot of fans struggle to realize about the game. It's why if we go back to Big Brother Canada last season, BB Can 11, there was a house guest who broke a rule. One of their family members sent in a letter inside a pair of socks. It was a very little note, nothing like game really breaking in there where they were like, so and so is, a secret, whatever. It was just like, we love you, you're doing great, like keep it up. But I don't think people realize how much of an advantage that is. There's a reason you only get a letter if you win HOH, because it's a reward. It's something that really can fuel you and keep you going inside that house. This little piece of the outside world that only you get and nobody else got. And a lot of people were like, what does it matter? It's not important. But it is so important in this game, where it is a marathon. It is not easy to be in that house. And I think we have to remember that when things like this happen. There's reason why we have psychological experiments like the Stanford Prison experiment. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out. When people are put into these weird situations outside of their normal comfort level, outside of their normal habitat, they end up doing things that they wouldn't normally do in regular everyday life. And it's just this weird thing that the human brain is a weird thing, people. We don't fully understand it. And that's why sometimes things like this happen. Now, that said, that doesn't excuse anything that happens. They're going to have to make some apologies. And I think the three of them will. Like, I don't think the three of them are the kind of people who go, nope, we stand by what we said in there. Like, that's not how I think this is going to work. But the thing that stinks is that instead of showing all of this, I just went on a little bit of an Ori rant there. Instead of showing all of this in the episode, what they instead decided to do was show Felicia doing some like shady stuff with Matt and Jag, and making it appear that she's leveraging Matt's disability with hearing. And let's go over this, because all right, so let's really get into the episode here. First off, Jag wants Cirie out. Bowie does as well. Matt wasn't loving the idea, but he didn't want to push against that too hard and make them worried about it. Felicia was trying to do everything she could to get Matt to realize, like, hey, Bowie and Jag are taking each other, and that has been a mission of hers for a while now, because it's true. And there was this thing in the backyard where Jag was running around, and he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm an Olympian too." And I don't think that was something that was really an insult to Matt, right? Like he might find that as a bit of an insult to compare himself to an Olympian. I don't know, but it really was a joke, and I assume that that's kind of like a weird little banter that Matt and Jag would be perfectly fine with. But Felicia did try and leverage that into being like, Matt, you see, like, they don't respect you. And that is classic Big Brother. There's nothing wrong with her doing that. But I don't think she was leveraging anything about his hearing. Yes, she does say like, oh, did you hear what they said? But that's just something that is said, right? Like, if you replace Matt with anyone else, it still works, because that is a turn of phrase, right? Like, can you believe what they're saying? Can you hear what they're saying? I felt very similar actually with Jared earlier in the season, where people kept saying like, I don't think it was okay for him to say like, oh, you misheard me. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because I don't think it was specific to Matt, right? Like, I don't think he was saying that in that big fight back, whatever week that was now, with Cory, where, he tried to say like, oh, Matt, you must have misheard what I was saying. I don't think that was him like specifically attacking Matt for his hearing. I think he would have said that to anyone. If you replaced Matt with Red, still same context, and that same conversation probably takes place the exact same way. So I think there is a bit of a sensitivity around that subject with Matt, and that's totally understandable. but I don't think what's been happening with like I don't think it's that serious, right? Like I don't think that's what's happening for like that's not the intention of the players to go, oh, Matt's hearing, like that's the thing I'm trying to reference here. It's like I just think that's the conversation would happen the same way if it wasn't Matt. I I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong there, but that's just the vibe that I get from it. And it's just weird to me that they're pushing that Felicia is the one who's going personal. They show Jag and Matt getting very upset with Felicia. When, if we've been watching the feeds, I haven't been talking that much because, again, this happens in Big Brother and it's not something that I really want to focus on anyway, right? Like, I try and keep things more on the game, things that affect the game. And usually those personal attacks don't have much effect on the game. They just kind of are there and they exist. And it's just weird that that's happening on the feeds. And then this is the narrative that they push on the episode. And I thought that edit was a little bit suspicious. Anyway, let's move on into the jury segment that we got because there was some interesting insights that we had from the four jury members. First off, Cameron, big Jag supporter. At least that's the vibe that I got. He was very much on the side that Jag is playing very, very well. Obviously, Matt as well. Cory and America were very anti Bowie and Jag. Cory was fully rooting for Matt, like fully comes out and says, like, yeah, I'm now on team Matt. Like Matt is my winner. Blue was really kind of like torn, right? Like she wasn't 100% on Matt. She wasn't 100% on Jag. She thought Matt had the better social game. Obviously, Jag's been winning the competitions. So she wasn't sure. And then nobody respected Bowie Jane. Not one person respected Bowie Jane. And Felicia really wasn't mentioned. Like nobody is even considering Felicia. It's really come down to Matt or Jag as the people who could potentially win this game in the end. So we'll see how that all really turns out. But it was a nice way to see the jury kind of get some of their thoughts on what they're thinking. Cirie ends up being evicted, though, 2-0. Bowie and Jag both unanimously send her on out. And then her interview with Julie was pretty interesting, too. Julie asks her, like, so you came into this game not only as a survivor player, but with the secret of having your son, Jared, in the game. Like, how was that? Did it help you? Did it hurt you? And she calls him out. She's like, yeah, you know what? Like it was a hindrance. Like there were times we were on different pages and things were better for his game and things were better for my game. So it was really kind of cool to see her be like, yeah, honestly, it got rough, right? Because I think it did start off as a huge advantage. And if they had played it right, it should have been a huge advantage the entire season. In fact, this is the first time in Big Brother history that secret relationship, right? Like any kind of family members, whether it's twins, father-daughter, whatever it is the first time in Big Brother history that that twist has taken place and one of them is not in the final two. It's happened every other time that they've done it, that someone from that twist ends up in the final two. All the way back with the original DNA twist. You had Dick and Danielle in season 8, both making it to the finals. Then you had in BB17, one of the twins made it to the finals. I actually forget which one. They're interchangeable. I'm sorry, you're interchangeable. Then you also had even in Big Brother Canada, the Pax Bros, which is kind of a weird one. But every time this has happened, they've done very well. This is the first time that neither of them make it to the final two. She also, again, we've touched on it earlier, says Big Brother is harder. It is so much longer. There is no break. You're constantly gaming. Your mind is continuously running with scenarios. There's no downtime at all. She's mentioned it on the feeds before where like with Survivor, if you don't feel like talking to somebody, you just go walk on the beach, right? Like you can literally go away. But here, there's no escaping the people. And it's psychologically, it messes with you and puts you into these weird situations and this weird mindset of things that you normally wouldn't do in your everyday life. but then you're forced in these weird, awkward situations, and it makes you act out of character that you normally would do. And that's why I always try I hate to be this way, but kind of preach a little bit of understanding and a little bit of grace to these people in a crazy situation that we don't fully understand and have never really fully experienced. And it is a pressure cooker in there. It really is. She really thinks that being on an island, being eaten up by bugs, having no food, that is easier than living in this house. And that really should really shed light that this is not something that is, oh yeah, you're just having vacation, right? It's easy. It messes with your head. And that is the hard part about Big Brother. Now that takes us into the HOH competition. Julie gets her own BB comic, the Chenbot comic. And I gotta say, maybe it was just because I wasn't expecting it to be as detailed, but like this competition was kind of hard. It was your basic memory comp where they showed 2 pages of comic book, but there were lots of panels, so much detail. I was not expecting it to be as detailed as it was when they showed the 2 pages. I'm like, oh, whoa, this is way more detail than I thought it would be. And by the time the second page came up, I was expecting it, so it felt a little bit easier. So maybe it was just, I was just like, whoa. But let me know what you guys thought. I was like, wow, this is a lot of detail here for an HOH comp. It does come down though to Jag and Bowie. Felicia, we were hoping, we were praying that, you know, the mustard seed energy would come through, but it didn't. It came down to Jag and Bowie, with Bowie winning another tiebreaker. I believe this is her third tiebreaker for her third HOH of the season. Some other things, though, that we did have happen were America's Vote has started, and I actually wanted to pull that up here. Let me see if I can do that without messing things up here, because that's always an issue that happens. Is this going to be it? Yeah, I think this is going to be it. Boom. There we go. You can head on over to Big Brother, cbs.com/shows/Big Brother/vote. It's a complicated URL. Just go to the Big Brother site. You'll see the little tab for vote. And then you can pick which house guest you want as your America's favorite house guest, who you think either played the best, who you like the best, who you think should get 50K for how they played the game. And there's lots of really good choices, I think. We did some polls on the live feed yesterday, on the live stream yesterday, where we were kind of seeing like who we thought maybe were top targets, who were the people who had the best chance. Names that came up: America, Blue's name actually came up a little bit. Cameron, Cirie, Cory, Felicia's name came up a bit. Honestly, personally, I think Hisam, really, as short as his run was, I think he could deserve a little consideration if you desired. Izzy was one of my favorites in the game. I'll be honest. I don't think she has a chance to win, but she was a lot of fun. Jag's name I would have thrown out there as a possibility maybe 2 weeks ago, but I don't think so anymore. No, she wasn't in there long enough at all. I still think, even though I think his stock with a lot of the hardcore fans, people who are watching the feeds, keeping up with everything, I think his stock has gone down a little bit. I still think Matt has a very strong chance to win America's favorite player. I think he's one of the top candidates, period. I think he has a very strong shot. And I think it's going to come down to 3 people. I think it's going to come down to Cirie. I think it's going to come down to Cameron. And I think it's going to come down to Matt. Cory in America, I think, will have a strong fan base, but they're going to split the vote, right? They're not going to be able to focus on one or the other. If they could focus the vote on either, let's say, everybody vote for America or everybody vote for Cory, that would work, I think. But they're going to end up splitting the vote, so they're probably out of contention for it. As much as you might love it, I think if you voted for Cory or you voted for America, you might be wasting your vote there. I think it comes down to Cirie, Cameron, or Matt. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though. Who are you guys going to be voting for? It's easy to vote. All you got to do, let's say you wanted to vote for good old Bowie Jane here. You get 10 votes. You get 10 votes. You hit the plus button here. You put in your email. You accept that. You don't need to accept that one. And then you can log in and get your 10 votes. I don't know if it's per day or not, but you at least get 10 votes for who you want to be America's favorite player. So make sure you're getting that in there as well. But that kind of takes us into the live feeds, kind of what happened after the show. And there's a good bit because feeds came back very quickly. It was probably the quickest they've come back all season after the episode. And up on the TV in the living room, it said nominations today. So we knew we were already going to be jumping in to who was going to be on the block, because we've got a lot to do in this week. We've got to do veto before Sunday. So they had to get all of this in before things happened. So Bowie did kind of like a number pick game, like who's going to be closest with Matt and Jag for who has to sit next to Felicia, because Felicia's going to be on the block this week. Jag won. It was kind of a setup, though. It was kind of a little bit of a setup where they had talked about this prior, came up with a number for Jag to say so that he would end up winning it. And nominations really don't matter, though, right? Like at the end of the day, it's all about the veto competition. But it was still like, oh, who's going to be nominated? Well, let's make Matt do it. So it ends up being Matt and Felicia, who are the two people sitting in the nomination chairs on the block for right now. But again, it doesn't matter. It's all about the veto this week. Whoever wins the veto will have the sole vote to evict. They will lock in their place in the final three like Bowie has. And they will get to choose who comes with them, with Bowie, into the final three. And oh boy, is it an important power of veto, the most important power of veto of the entire season. Now, a couple of other things that are interesting about Felicia and Matt being nominated. That means that Bowie Jane is now the only house guest with a clean nomination record. She has not been on the block all season. If she wins the final three HOH, that will mean she will have never been nominated all season. Just to give you an idea of people who had a similar record going into this week, Derek and Cody in both of their winning seasons. Just saying, I'm not, listen, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm not saying she's Derek or Cody. I'm just saying she's tying records. She's tying some records over here. Once again, though, veto will take place today on the live feeds. So we'll see who ends up locking in their spot in the final three along with Bowie. It's going to be huge. It's the only thing that matters. We'll see that competition take place on Sunday's episode, which will also be when the ceremony will take place. And it will be kind of the live eviction. They're probably going to pre-record it, but it is going to be when we'll find out who the final three are is on Sunday's episode. Another thing that's going to happen on Sunday is when they do the final three dinner, where they kind of have their big like steak and lobster, and they look at like clips from throughout the season. It's kind of that memory lane episode that we'll see on Tuesday, but they will also start part one of the HOH. So Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, sometime around then, we should find out who won part one of the final three HOH. Now, we'll see that take place on Tuesday, and part two of HOH will probably be Monday or Tuesday. So we'll find out who wins part one on Sunday. We'll find out who wins part two on Monday or Tuesday. Sunday or Monday for part one, Monday or Tuesday probably for part two. And then after that, it's Thursday for the finale. We'll find out who will be the winner of Big Brother 25. One of these four. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Who is the person that you are still rooting for inside of that house? Who do you want to see be the winner of Big Brother 25? Also, who are you rooting for going into veto that's going to take place today? Let me know in the comments down there. And who do you think, not only that you want to win, who do you think will win? Because again, those are two different questions. So let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was actually a bit of a long update here. It's probably one of the longest one we've had in a while. And we'll see how the rest of this week goes. I might try and do some more live updates because I don't think there's going to be a lot as far as what happened on the feeds to really go over. But I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can discuss. So I think I might do some more lives this week as we inch closer and closer to finale night on Thursday. So let me know what you guys are thinking about all that in the comments down below. If you are new here, though, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials in the description down below. Check out the Discord. It's been a great time watching the feeds, talking about it on Discord, chatting about other reality shows, chatting about house pets, just showing off Halloween costumes, talking about sports. It's just got to become a really kind of hub for the community to kind of interact more, and it's really been fun to watch that grow each and every day. Check out links to Twitch and Kick. I know I haven't been streaming on there in a while, but I do want to stream on there more. There's links that you can check out to support the channel, but honestly, one of the best ways to support me, other than, the refund and joining the channel and all that stuff, is just hitting that like button, hitting that comment down there, sharing this video with people who love Big Brother. So thank you guys all again so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for all the support you guys have shown me this entire season. And we are in the home stretch now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.